But first, we have an important task to do, which is to acknowledge the people who first lived on the limestone plains we now call Canberra. I would like to acknowledge the elders past and present of the Ngunnawal people on whose land we meet. And to help us celebrate their culture and traditions, Ngunnawal elder Auntie Susan Barry is going to give us a welcome to country. Please welcome Auntie Susan to the stage.
Welcome to country. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susan. I am an elder from the people of the Ngunnawal community. It is a pleasure to be here to welcome you on behalf of the Ngunnawal people, and I am pleased to be included in the launch of this exciting initiative. I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we are meeting on, the Ngunnawal people. I wish to acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution made to the life of this city and this region. I would also like to acknowledge and welcome other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who may be attending today's event. I look forward to hearing stories of innovative companies that grow in the ACT as a result of your activity, companies that involve a broad range of people, including the Ngunnawal people. Thank you for being here today, and I wish you all the best in your endeavours to transform the ACT economy and grow the innovation of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Susan. The Canberra Innovation Network would not have happened without the sheer willpower of a few key people, and bear with me because I would like to thank some people who really have sweated this to this moment. In particular, Sarah Pearson, our CEO, from whom you will hear later, Mick Cardew-Hall from ANU, Lindsay Adler and Sarah Wedgwood from CSIRO, Francis Shannon and Brad McGrath from UC, Phil Robertson from NICTA, Michael Frater and Hans Riesen from University of New South Wales, Canberra. The role of the ACT government in bringing these institutions together was quite profound. Ian Cox and his team of Glenn Hassett, Jeff Keogh, Sharon Smith, Sam Wilcox, Natalie Boll and David Byrne deserve high praise for persevering when others would have given up. It's now my great pleasure to welcome our Chief Minister, Katie Gallagher.
Thank you very much, Tony. And can I also begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people as the traditional owners on the land which we gather this morning, and extend my respects to their elders past and present, and also acknowledge the very significant ongoing role they have in strengthening our local community. To Tony Henshaw as the chair, other board members, Dr. Sarah Pearson, of course His Excellency Mr. John Berry, the US Ambassador to Australia. It's lovely to share another event with you this week and have your presence here today. To Professor Ian Young, the Vice Chancellor of ANU, Professor Stephen Parker, the Vice Chancellor of UC, Senator Kate Lundy, I can see Mrs. Brendan Smith, Ms. Gaye Brotman, and I apologise if I have not acknowledged any other Assembly members. Please feel very welcome today. It's just wonderful to look up and see so many people in this room today, so many local Canberrans who are really wanting to see this Canberra Innovation Network go well, and it's only because of all of you here today that I have such faith that it will. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement about the Innovation Network, and I know a lot of work's gone into getting it to this point today. And as Tony said, I'd like to acknowledge particularly the staff within ACT Government who have been driving this. My Deputy Andrew Barr, who unfortunately can't be here today, but certainly sitting around the Cabinet table, has been a key leader in this space, and I acknowledge that today. The establishment of this network in this way is something I see as very unique to Canberra. We all agree on the incredible importance of our higher education and research sector, which is worth more than $2 billion per annum to our local economy. But collectively, we have known we can achieve more, not because the innovation system wasn't effective, but because we could all see the opportunity to do things better. When Andrew Barr led discussions about what a better innovation ecosystem could look like, there was overwhelming agreement to the approach that has been adopted under the Canberra Innovation Network, and this is the end result. Established as a not-for-profit company with 5 foundation members, ANU, UC, NICTA, CSIRO and the University of New South Wales, Canberra, and can I individually thank all of those 5 foundation members today for their preparedness to, I guess, put the shoulder to the wheel, to join forces and to give this city the best opportunity we have in terms of strengthening our innovation industry. We are grateful to each of them for embarking on with us and for the substantial cash contributions you are all making. Over the current 5-year agreement for the network, this is a total commitment of $1.25 million, a great show of belief and goodwill. The Canberra Innovation Network fits right at home here in Moore Street with the Entry 21 collaborative working space and the Griffin Accelerator. There are also facilities for networking events and for showcases to bring together the great innovative minds and business people thriving in Canberra's innovation and digital communities. And many of you, I can see looking around the room, are represented here today. These capabilities go to the core of what the Canberra Innovation Network is about, linking business and entrepreneurs, working with companies right across Canberra and working with the entire innovation community, not just in digital, but in all of the areas where we know our city excels. Dr. Sarah Pearson's experience spans the vast spectrum of the innovation world, so I know that this network couldn't be in better hands. Equally, Tony Henshaw, who I met a few years ago when he retired, and I haven't seen much evidence of retirement since, has highly valuable experience, particularly through NICTA and Collaborate. I thank them both and all of the fellow board members for taking on this challenge. We have high aspirations for the network and the role that it can play in diversifying our local economy. International experience suggests that collaborative approaches to innovation can be the key ingredient to ongoing success. We know innovative firms tend to grow at twice the rate of their non-innovative counterparts, expanding their markets and creating new job opportunities as they go. We really want to make innovation even more attractive here in Canberra, make commercialisation of ideas more common and fully capitalise on the amazing human resources that we have in this city, which I would argue are second to none around the country. Canberra's workforce is one of our most distinctive advantages, something we need to capitalise and build upon. And as part of our Digital Canberra action plan, we've launched the STEM internship program, which provides ACT businesses with the opportunity to take science, technology, engineering or maths students for 3 months at no cost. I'm pleased to say that this has been a very successful program, and the government has agreed to provide an additional 10 places to be provided under that STEM program today. So to all those businesses who may think about this and the opportunities to take on, I encourage you to take on a STEM internee. Your business will benefit from the skills that the students can bring, and in return be encouraged. You are playing a key role in the encouragement, the developing of new entrepreneurs locally here to continue to drive growth in the ACT. Again, just in conclusion, I'd really like to thank ANU, UC, NICTA, CSIRO and University of New South Wales for their commitment to this network. It would just simply would not have happened if everyone hadn't agreed to come on board. All of those organisations have a great positive vision for Canberra as a 21st century knowledge-intensive economy. I believe that the partnership model of the Canberra Innovation Network provides an excellent vehicle through which to make this happen. It's a pleasure for me today to declare the Canberra Innovation Network open for business, and congratulations to everyone who's been involved in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Our CEO, Dr. Sarah Pearson, will respond to Katie's remarks.
So I've been watching Katie at a few talks recently, and I've noticed she's been using her iPad, and I think it's a really fantastic idea. So I'm going to beg, borrow, and steal one of your ways of working, Katie. So thank you, Chief Minister, for your fantastic introduction, and thank you so much for opening and launching the Canberra Innovation Network. So guys and gals, we're open for business. That's fabulous. And I know we've been trying to live stream a few things. We've been tweeting and twittering all sorts of pictures so you can see how the space grows. But I'm sure you'll agree it's looking fantastic. It's a fabulous space that people are going to want to come to and work in. And it's a great pleasure to welcome you to what we fondly call the CBR IN. So welcome. And I'd like to point out that whilst we have a lot of people, which is exciting, the much more exciting bit is that it's a really, really diverse group of people. We've got some young entrepreneurs just starting out. We've got very experienced entrepreneurs who are giving back a lot to the community. We've got members of embassies. We've got a couple of embassies here. We have our research institutes and research and education institutes. We have federal government. We have territory government. We have people who are providing services to help the companies grow. We have people who are providing space for people to grow. So we have a huge range of the whole innovation community here today, and I really welcome you all here. And that's what this is about. It's not about CBRIN. It's not about just the 5 institutes that are the fabulous foundation members, but it is about the whole of the innovation community. So welcome to all of you. We have been overwhelmed by the support, and I'm sure you can find it a bit overwhelming seeing all the people here. But I think it's because there's a strong buy-in to the big, hairy, audacious goal, the BHAG, which was actually the previous slide. If we can go back to that, thank you. So transforming the innovation landscape. I know it's a big, hairy, audacious goal, but I know that you guys all believe in it. I know that we all believe in it. And it's an exciting and I think a unique opportunity that we have in Australia within the ACT to actually make this happen. We're a great community that is connected and linked, and we can do it. So I want to thank you for believing in that goal. It also, you'll see we're leveraging the CBR brand. And if you think about last year, CBR brand came into place thinking about how proud we were of Canberra, how excited we were about what Canberra could be. And the CBRIN fits really nicely into that. We're proud of what we can do in innovation. We're proud of how we can take this and transform this economy. So we're looking forward to leveraging that. And part of that is obviously because we fit in with what it's standing for, but the other part is because I want the story to go out with that brand. I want Canberra to be seen as an innovative, entrepreneurial, exciting, creative city to be in. And I think that fits in with the whole brand story. So next slide, please. This is an image that Murray Rankin gave me, and it is of the tech innovation ecosystem in Silicon Valley. Now I want to start by saying we are not Silicon Valley, we are Canberra. We will be something different, and we need to generate our own image. We need to have our own diagram of what we are here. And we're not just about technology either. There is technology, obviously, and we'll leverage technology in any way we can. But we're also embracing social innovation. We're also embracing the creatives, business model innovation. In fact, I'm going to tell you later, a Christmas party, and we're going to talk about, well, what is innovation? So don't think it's just about universities. It's not just about tech transfer. It's the whole of innovation. And in this diagram here, I show it in a lot of my talks because I get to use it to explain the fantastic range of people that we already have in our ecosystem. So we already have what's needed to get this innovation system up and going. So in here we've got the entrepreneurs with international experience who are giving a lot back to the community. So you know who you are in the audience. We have those fantastic people who are mentoring and helping our companies grow. We have obviously the foundation members, the research institutes, and that's not to be snubbed at. It's 5 world-class, fantastic research and education institutes all collaborating. You wouldn't get that anywhere else in Australia. That's something unique for us to leverage. As well as that, we have venture capital. We have money in the ACT, and there are people willing to get their hands in there as well as the money. So we have the things that we need. In addition to that, we have things that we need to help small companies grow. So it's not just about the startups, it's about the small companies as well. You'll see some banners around the room of some people who are helping small companies. So that small company growth and acceleration is something that we'll be working on. The other thing that's not in this diagram is the large companies. So we have some large companies in the room, including the federal government, who obviously are a large company customer. And I know we have some representatives from Aspen Medical. It's great to see you, and congratulations on all your announcements this week. So we have the whole ecosystem here, and we're helping to grow that. So that's great. If that's what we've got, why do we need the CBR IN? If I have the next slide, please. Well, we have all this activity, but it needs connecting. People have been saying this, and that's what was taken to the ACT government. We need to connect. all of our activities. So that's one of the key roles that the CBRN will be doing. We'll be connecting, obviously, the 5 research institutes, but then connecting them to the small companies, to the large companies, connecting us internationally, and that's why I'm very keen to reach out to the embassies, because we need to be helping our companies grow and grow into global supply chains and export markets. I think the embassies, again, another unique for the ACT. We have those embassies here, relationships that we can build. So we need to do some of that connecting. We need to promote. ACT is Australia's best kept secret when it comes to innovation and entrepreneurship. I know I'm sort of known nationally for innovation, and people say to me, what on earth are you doing running an innovation network in the ACT? There's nothing happening there, is there? But there is. It's rather like some of my mates would call me up from Europe and say, are there any good universities in Australia? Yes, there are a few. So that's a story we need to get out. So the promotion is a big part of what we're going to be doing. And then there's acceleration. So we have some great companies that have actually grown really well, but over a 20-year period, for instance. So some of these companies have taken 20 years to grow. Let's make that accelerate. Let's help them grow faster so that they can grow faster, grow into big companies, export, and help to grow and transform our economy. Next slide, please. So what sort of outcomes do we want? Well, it's obvious we want to grow some more startups. And you can see we've got the space we've got here. I'm really thrilled that we've got Entry 29 and the Griffin Accelerator who agreed to come and join us. So we have a co-working space and we have an accelerator space, and we're starting to develop what might be an incubator. We might call it something different, but that's the word we're using at the moment, an incubator space. So that's something to help the startup scene. But then there's also working with the students. So we've got some programs around youth to help the students within the research institutes, but also outside the research institutes to think about growing a startup. There's quite a few young people. In fact, if you go to Harvard Business School, and you ask the business school graduates what they want to do, 80% of them will say they want to set up a social innovation startup. So there's a move going on around the world where young people want to get involved and start up companies themselves. Then SMEs, we want to help them grow faster. I think a number of SMEs can get into that trap of just having the one product line. How do you help them get more product lines? How do you get them into global supply chains? How do you grow their capability so that they can be really good at managing? So that's some activity that we'll be undertaking. And then the last one, I looked around for an image of multinationals, and I came up one that had a load of logos of ICT companies, and I don't want to give that message. I found this one about food, and having worked at Cadbury, I'm sort of a bit of a fan of food. So this is to say we want to actually attract large multinationals here. We want them to see that there's a fantastic hotbed of research expertise, of knowledge, expertise, the whole ecosystem to support it, and draw them here. See us as a globally recognised hub of entrepreneurial success that will attract them here. And then lastly, I've got their culture and capability. We do have culture and we do have capability. We want to grow that and grow it beyond the community that exists at the moment. There are people out there who aren't yet in our community, and we need to grow that out further. So next slide, please. So we've been really flat out. We're basically a 2-month startup ourselves, flat out getting all of this set up. And I want to acknowledge that has been a momentous activity by a lot of people, not just the team, but a huge number of people. But we have in parallel been getting things going. So for instance, when we talked about connection, we've got the Canberra Business Point, which we've got the contract with the Canberra Business Chamber. They're delivering that connectivity, or some of that connectivity, through a triage and the Business 101. We've got that happening. We've got a youth entrepreneurship summer school happening over the summer, which Entry 29 are going to run for us. And we have a landing pad for ex-public servants. So again, that's Entry 29 running that. And we've just put on Liz Cobold, who's going to deliver some business support for our smaller companies that fall through some of the cracks. So I'm really excited. We've already got that up and running. We have started getting a stakeholder advisory committee set up. So we want to make it clear this is not just about the 5 foundation members, it's the whole community, it's all of you. So this stakeholders advisory committee, which we might call something different, ambassadors is a word that's been coming up. We've started working on that, and I'd like to thank Murray Rankin for driving that. That's been superb. We have got a great group together already, which is a lovely, diverse team, and I'm excited to see how we're going to take that forwards. They will actually have membership on the board as well. And the membership, I haven't chased anyone for membership or for sponsorship, but I know there are people out there who want to, so the next step is to work out how we do that. You'll see we have a website, but it's just a one-page, almost static site, and the reason for that is that I don't want a website. I want an online collaborative environment where you get what you need from that online environment. Online is something to be used, not just to stand there and tell you a bit of information. So we've actually got a program that's already started, which is working with some of you to see what that can look like. And we've got a workshop next week to take that to the next step. And then there's mapping the ecosystem. We talked about accelerator. We need to know where the gaps are, so we need to map it. And ThinkPlace very kindly approached us and said, we'd like to do that for you. So there is a sort of workshop over a few days where a number of you have been invited just for 90-minute sessions where we're going to start to map that ecosystem. I'm not going to go through all the events and talks, but I just want you to know stuff is happening. It's not like it's a launch and then there's a cliff and nothing's happening. We've got a lot of stuff happening. I'm pretty excited about a number of things there. We've been told by SMEs that they really struggle with how to collaborate with large companies. Obviously, if you're going to grow your supply chains into global supply chains, that needs to happen well. So we're going to, King & Wood Mallisons are going to run an IP workshop for us in December to help around that. We're going to have a Christmas party on the 16th of December in the evening. And like I said, that's going to be around, so okay, what is innovation? What do we as a community agree that innovation is? So I'm really excited about that. And we've been approached by CBA to run, they're calling it a hackathon. I'm sure the CBA person is here. I haven't spoken to me yet about my ideas, but I actually want to transform what a hackathon is, because I think hackathons can quite often be get a bunch of people into a room, play around with some data, and then what? But we need to do more than that. So I'm pretty excited about what we might be able to do with that. So next slide, please. Thanks. So obviously there's a lot of people to thank. People have already been thanked. I'd like to say a massive thank you to the ACT government. This is something innovative in its own right. And Chief Minister, I'd like to thank you and Minister Andrew Barr too for your foresight and your vision for seeing that this is something really worthwhile in the ACT. And I'm hoping that we can show you just how much we can deliver and how much more we can deliver with support of all of the people in this room and others. I'd also like to acknowledge Ian Cox and his team. I think Ian is a fantastic fellow. I have a huge amount of respect for Ian and his team, and for Jeff and for Glenn and the others in his team. And you have been really visionary, but not only that, the only reason this is working is because you're collaborative. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for doing that. Obviously, Foundation members, I'd like to thank all of you. Thank you for putting your support into this and getting in and jumping in boots and all. It really is quite amazing to see 5 research institutes all in the same room, same vision, all willing to work together. So congratulations and thank you for that. We've had lots of support from people who just wanted to jump in and help out. So I've got a list of them there that you can read. So Sandy King from Green Inspirations, they help with the plants. Damien Mahar and Newcast have helped with our live streaming. Which I forgot. We've got New Zealand watching live streaming. So hello, New Zealand in Waikato. I think it's Soda. It's a co-working space called Soda. A range of people there from IINet. We've had fun and games with the internet, and I want to thank IINet and Amber Cummings from Telstra for getting that sorted, and we really now have some fantastic connectivity. Matt Bellingham from Status Living, he's put up a whole load of stuff. We needed people to put screens and goodness only knows what else up, so thanks to him. Janet Higgins. So I was at a talk yesterday, and Chief Minister, you were there too, and Glenys Beauchamp was saying we need to get better collaboration between the feds and the territory. Well, here's a fantastic collaboration. They've given us a boardroom table. So we have a boardroom table. And I'd also like to say thank you to Questacon. I wanted to make it clear that this is not even just about Canberra. We're not bound by Canberra. This is about us making our place in the world. And so thank you, Questacon, for being involved and having your exhibition out there. Questacon are doing a lot of work in terms of trying to encourage young people into innovation and entrepreneurship, and we can work with them. We haven't gone out looking for any supporters, but we have one who came to us, and I'd like to say a big thank you to King & Wood Mallisons. So they have been through thick and thin with us over the last few months, getting all of our amazing foundation partners together around legal agreements, and I want to say a big thank you for your support around that, and also for your ongoing support that I know is going to continue, because we've talked about that, so thank you very much. And I'm about to lose my voice. I'd like to say thank you to the Innovation and Entrepreneurs programmes. Particularly I'd like to say thank you to Rory Ford and Matt Stimpson from Enter 29 from taking the step and coming in here and being part of the journey. And I want to say thank you also to the Griffin Accelerator. So to Nick McNaughton and to Craig Davis, thank you very much. And I want to make a big announcement about Craig, which is that without Craig, I think the Griffin Accelerator wouldn't be what it is. And I think the Griffin Accelerator has transformed our innovation ecosystem. So thank you. We're actually supporting both of those organisations through the Canberra Innovation Network financially, so they're obviously a big part of what we believe in. And I want to say thank you to you, the innovation community. thank you for coming, thank you for joining in, and thank you for being on board, and I'm really looking forward to working with you all going forwards. And lastly, I want to say thank you to the team, the CBRIN team. None of this would have happened without a range of people all working together, and I have to say they are one of the best teams that I've ever worked with. But there is one person that I want to draw out, and that's Sharon Smith. Sharon is one of those bricoleurs. Yeah, we'll give her a clap, yeah. I know a lot of you know her. I know a lot of you respect her, but I do want to draw her out because she's a bricoleur that goes off in the background and she does everything that needs to be done, and she's very proactive, so thank you. Okay, so next slide, please. I was asked if we were going to do fanfare, some sort of a thing you could open or ribbon you could cut. I'm not really into that. I like to do things. So I thought, let's do something and have you involved, Katie, in doing something that's going to recognise this launch. So I thought, let's do something that involves. you just got to give a trophy out. Yes, when I say do something, it's actually the innovation community that have been doing something. So I came across a company called Mobflick, who have developed an app which helps you to develop professional movies. And I thought, you know what entrepreneurs really need to learn how to do? They need to learn how to sell themselves. So why don't we marry this startup, Mobflick, with their app, with our startups, and run a little competition. So that's what we did. Now, I don't know if you looked online, how many of you looked online, but we had 4 finalists, and we had about 1,000 votes. So there's a lot of support for these young entrepreneurs. So I want to thank all of those of you that voted. And the winner is, I don't have it on here, so My Take. So congratulations, My Take. So did My Take make it here? Oh my goodness. And nobody here from My Take? I tell you what, can someone from my team come on and be the rep for My Take? They're here. Ah. So, Chief Minister, if you'd like to come and I just wanted to tell you about this though too. So we involved another startup company. We thought about how we'd get the trophy to work. And there's another startup company called Made For Me that do 3D printing, and I thought, let's get them to 3D print something fantastic. So they have. Thank you very much. Do you want to come over here? Yep. So I'd just like to quickly show their video and then we're done. Have we got that? Yep.
I have always loved cameras. Love the way they let me see the world and love the way they let me share the way I see it with others. It's truly amazing how fast cameras and visual technology is improving, and I think very few people are aware of just what's achievable these days. For the past decade, events, festivals and campaigns have tried various ways to engage participants. However, it's quite rare for any of this to truly empower participation or to take full advantage of the power of social media. My Take will create a video trailer customised to your event, but leaving space for the pivotal role to be acted out, encouraging participants to add their own individual flair. Setting up on location and using green screen technology, participants will give their take. The finished trailer will be rendered into a polished and professional video, ready to share then and there. My Take could transform event marketing, allowing a new level of creativity and social media interaction to be reached. My Take gives marketers a unique slant to their event and allows them to track the impact. Every participant and their social network is a potential new customer for My Take. My Take adds a new dimension to an event by adding participation, creativity and fun. It allows messages to be more effectively communicated and reach a wider, more involved audience. Nearly every event, function, opening or festival could be improved with My Take. The limit is only your imagination. See what customers could do with your message. Give them something of your message to make their own. Don't just give participants your take, let them do their take with My Take.
So with that, I'd like to thank you very much for coming, and feel free to network and have a look around. Thank you.